Honey, we're almost out of cream. Hey everybody, it's Johnny and Deb.
We're bound for adventure. Welcome back to the channel. So we were just actually kidding in the restaurant. I hope you guys know that. About the creamer. We don't swipe creamer from restaurants. It was just kind of funny. I don't know. Alright, so today's topic is going to be another way to save money while living on the road. And this is a big one. I think that this is probably, besides gas if you travel a lot while you're living this lifestyle, I think this is probably the biggest expense.
Where you park this thing.
Yeah, because it can get expensive.
Yeah, if we parked at campgrounds every night and spent $30 to $60 a night, our budget would be gone. We wouldn't be able to do this.
Right, and I tell you that they do range in price. So if you do need full hookups for whatever reason, you do want to check into, because we've found some good ones for $20-$25, but then you can also stay at KOAs and different ones with hot tubs and pools and laundry facilities for $55 to $60.
Yeah. The more they have, the more you're going to pay.
Right. And especially in the summer, this is peak season. From basically Memorial Weekend to Labor Day weekend, I've found that kind of like hotels, so you just jack up the prices.
Right. So you ask, what's the alternative? Well, this is the alternative.
Dixie National Forest here in Utah.
So you've got two real options, National Forest and BLM. BLM is Bureau of Land Management, and I'll get into that in a minute. But right now we're in Dixie National Forest. We've been in Dixie National Forest many times throughout our travels already.
Yeah, we didn't realize Dixie National Forest is huge. It's the largest national forest in Utah. It encompasses 170 miles.
Stretches across the state.
And is it 2 million acres?
Over just about, no. It is 2 million acres. Public land, national forest, set aside for recreation.
Mountain biking, dirt biking, fishing,
horseback
camping.
Riding.
Yeah, anything you can think of.
Yeah.
Over 770,000 people visit one part of Dixie National Forest a year. So it's huge.
Yeah, it really is.
And it reminds me a lot of, I was surprised to see, I forget that I'm in Utah right now because, we've been spending some time in southern Utah, and it's a lot of red dirt, it's hot, it's beautiful,
Bryce,
don't get me wrong.
Zion,
not a lot of water, and
it's been dry and hot.
Yeah, Dixie here has some of the largest, or tallest, I think, pines, right?
Ponderosa pines.
Ponderosa pines.
Some of the biggest Ponderosa pines.
And you look around here and you're like, gosh, are we in Colorado or Idaho? Or it's hard to believe we're in Utah. And it's actually 15 degrees cooler here.
Yeah, yeah. 45 minutes from Zion Bryce or Bryce Zion Campground, where we were while we were checking out Zion. It was hot. It was hot, and it
hit 100 degrees. That's why we had to stay at a campground, because he's not allowed in the national parks doing the hikes that we want to do. So he has to stay behind. We have no choice. We can't carry him in his casual canine, and we can't leave him back in the RV. So we needed electric and air conditioning for him.
Right.
So we had to pay a little bit.
He's quite spoiled.
Well,
but
it's a necessity. When you have animals, you have to consider that.
Yeah.
So.
That's why we love the guy. We take care of him.
That's right.
So, your options are BLM and National Forest.
Yeah.
Now, some would think it's a negative. We think it's a positive. You're unplugged.
Right.
There's no power. There's usually no internet. Many times there's no cell phone
YouTube
service.
Guys, no
Right. But
television.
Man, hey, it's nice to pull that plug and just enjoy
nature,
the serenity of it all. And we do have some neighbors here. There's a few other motorhomes here. This is a popular ATV area, so there were some people ATVing earlier. But, they go and then they come back. So it's been.
And we turn the generator on You know, typically
Yeah.
not too early in the morning, but for an hour in the morning to charge everything, make our coffee, and then usually an hour in the evening to charge again.
8 to 8
before
is,
dark.
or
Yeah,
8 in the
that's
morning to 8 at night. You
typically
can do
supposed
it.
to
You don't
be-
want to do it earlier or later than
Yeah,
8
that's the
o'clock.
quiet time.
That's quiet time.
That's
So
how it's supposed to be.
you always want to be courteous and
You're right.
you know. So national forests are all over the country, especially out here in the West. Along with BLM, the Bureau of Land Management land is public land that's been set aside. And if you get your state maps, your detailed map books, you'll look in the pages of those map books, and you'll see light green, which is national forest, and you'll see yellow, which is usually BLM. And you can camp here for free for how
Tell 'em
many
you
days?
found them. Well, here in Utah it's 16 days. Now in Colorado
It might
I
be.
believe
They might have changed it
it was
because
14
national.
days
It's a
last
national.
year
14.
in
It's
Colorado.
been 14 days,
But
and we just saw the sign. It said 16 days in a row, and then you just move along to another
yeah,
spot.
they just don't want squatters or people setting this
Right.
up as their
Right.
permanent residence.
So here's what I do, and it's been really fun doing this. And I saw a YouTube video on it, how to do this a little bit. So we have our old GPS, car GPS, that we bought in Maui when we lived there at a yard
Garage
sale
sale,
for
yeah.
$20. So what I do is I kind of look where we're going. I figure out where we're going to make it to, a little town or something, and I Google Earth that. So Google Earth that town, it comes up, and then you follow the road. And on your map, you can see National Forest, BLM.
Johnny, we've both gotten really good at kind of telling where like the
Right.
BLM, and then he can zoom it in and make it 3D so you can actually see the road at road level, and you can tell if we can get this down. You can actually see like
Right.
bushes or if the
Right.
trees are too close to the
A
road.
lot of times you can see RVs
Yeah.
there in the satellite picture.
But we'll,
So
oh, I'm sorry.
let me
go ahead.
finish.
Yep.
So you blow it up, and in the far right corner, the lower right corner, there are the GPS coordinates. You log those into, ours is an old GPS, so I'm sure all the new ones are even better, quicker. You log that in, hit go, and it's just like you put in an address, and it tells you turn right here, boom. And we've tested it, and it's perfect.
Yeah, it's
it
spot
works
on.
fantastic.
Right.
So I usually try to have 3 options, because you might get to one and you can't tell sometimes how rough the road is or if there's a big grade. So we always like to have 3 options.
Yeah, and what we typically do if we find an area like this, we'll pull into a good turnaround spot, unhook the Jeep, and then do a little recon mission in the
Yeah,
Jeep.
yeah.
Just because we don't want to get stuck in a spot where it's really rough on the RV, or you have to back up, or you can't turn around. That's
Yeah.
a
We
huge
don't want to
pain.
get stuck anywhere.
Right,
We don't
so-
want to damage the RV.
Exactly. We don't want to take it down too rough a roads, unless we would absolutely have to. But we haven't yet. I mean, there's been this road that we went on today was
This was beautiful.
it was perfect.
Yeah.
Other than the dust, I mean, it was really smooth. It's beautiful out here. I just think it's great that they offer so much of this.
A lot of national forests have campgrounds, paid campgrounds, but they're generally pretty primitive. They might have vault toilets. They may have water. Rarely do they have hookups,
Right.
but sometimes they do, and they range from $12 a night to $20 a
You can
night.
even find some for $5, but those usually don't even. I mean, they may not even have a bathroom facility. It
And with a
just might be-
32-foot motorhome, some of them are more geared towards small campers,
right.
pop-ups, things like that.
Yeah.
So we have to be a
Kind of
little more,
scout a little bit.
yeah, a little more scouting involved with the big motorhome. They're out here. They're for us to use, for you to use. So if you think you can't do a big road trip or an
Yeah, with
RV
your
trip
family. We've
with
seen
your
a
family,
lot of families that, are bringing the kids out and just enjoying hitting the national parks.
but
Yeah.
basically every place you find pay expensive campgrounds, national forest, BLM, there's gonna be primitive free camping, and
Right.
that's what we take advantage of,
When we
and that's
can.
what will allow us to do what we're doing and not blow the budget. To wrap things up, National Forest, BLM, it's here for you to use. Get out there,
Enjoy it. Have
enjoy
fun.
it, have fun.
And remember, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And just remember, everything's better
when you're bound for adventure.